Hey, today's class is a restorative class that's intended to nourish the body and the bones. You're going to want 2 to 3 blankets, couple blocks just in case, and also a yoga strap. If you have a longer yoga strap, that'll be a little better for this particular class today. So get all those things and let's get started. So we're going to begin today's class in a supported child's pose. You'll take a blanket or a bolster is fine, and you'll place it long ways, and then a second one can go kind of like it across, lower towards your abdomen. You'll want a block to catch the top of your head or your forehead out in front of the blanket or even on the blanket. So you'll play with it. It's not an exact science, it's more art and how it feels. And that's intentional, you guys, so that what we're encouraging ourselves to do is to drop into our internal experience. So that's also part of this awesome work. So you'll widen your knees so that the blanket can come up nice and snuggled close in, and then you'll drop your forehead towards the block. Now I have that blanket sitting up on my lap, gently pressing into my lower abdomen. And that's by design so that I can help my body soothe the vagal nerve to put me into a more parasympathetic state of being. From here, you're going to relax your hands and see how your arms feel here. You might feel they're better lengthened out forward or even behind you. Now behind you can feel really restorative. It also does encourage a kind of rounding of the shoulders, as you might be able to see for me. So you'll just have to decide again, like, how does it feel today? I'm working with cork blocks, so those are kind of heavy. So if you had a third blanket or a pillow to catch your forehead, that's great too. I'm kind of used to it, so it doesn't bother me that much, but you know, there's nice little ways you can make yourself a little more cozy. And then draw a big breath in. Notice how it feels against the blankets, and then exhale slowly, slowly, trying to exhale a little bit longer than you inhaled. Then hold the breath out for a moment, and then inhale. And then exhale. Keep exhaling the breath away. And you might find that being in the pose after a few moments, your body wants to shift or move. You certainly can. In fact, I'm going to encourage you to. And now I'm going to actually get up and put that second blanket, instead of crossways, I'm going to have it lengthening out. So my entire torso then is supported, and placing the block at a slightly higher setting, because now I'm higher. And then relaxing into your arms again. So giving your body a chance to rest here. And just like any meditation, you witness your own thinking, you witness your thoughts, so that you're not carried off by them, but you can just notice what's up, what's happening. Feeling your own energy, maybe you feel it as swirling inside you, or just a warmth, a feeling of being held and guided and protected. And last big breath. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Let it be really long. Then with no breath in you, press yourself up to seated. Then once you're seated, then inhale. Twice as long on the exhale. From here, we're going to turn around and lie onto our backs. So You know, you can use a blanket at a kind of lower setting, so it's just nicer for the back of your head, moving the blocks out of the way for the time being. And, you know, I like to just have one slim blanket underneath the back of my head. And what feels most comfortable for my body is to place that blanket in such a way that it's kind of right up against my shoulders so that my neck feels supported. So especially, you know, after this year of challenge, having your neck being supported is like so awesome. Anyway, so I would recommend doing that. Then, but feel it out. Like I'm saying, it's an art, not a science in this case when it comes to these subtle shifts, okay? So from here, I'd like you to bend your right knee into your chest. Wrap your hands around the outside of the right knee. And you can extend the left leg long and press that left heel away. Left heel moves away, right knee draws in. And then from here, you can take your arms out alongside you. The right knee stays where it is, and then move it out to the side, placing the outer right seam of your foot on the floor. The right outer thigh doesn't have to go to the floor, but the right foot is. And then draw the right leg all the way down so the right, both soles of feet are facing away from you. Then inhale, draw the right knee back up, and now place the right foot on the floor. Now we're going to internally rotate, drawing the right knee across the left thigh so that it's at an angle, and then the inner part of the right foot draws down, comes to both feet facing outward, then bend that right knee as if you're going to like Supta Baddha Konasana, but just on the right side. Right knee out to the side, place the right foot on the floor, and draw the right knee back into your chest. And we're going to do that again. So right knee's in our chest, then we're going to drop the right foot, right leg out to the side, outer right seam of the right leg, right foot is on the floor. The outer seam of the right leg is probably not directly on the floor, and that's fine. From here, you're going to drag or slide the right foot straight down. So both feet now are facing like Shavasana. Then bend the right knee again, out to the side, coming back into like a Supta Baddha Konasana. Right foot on the floor. Right knee now goes across the left leg. So it's at a diagonal, and you can feel that opens up through, very gentle stretching through the right side of the body, and then drag the right inner foot. So the right inner foot's on the floor. The whole sole of the right foot is off the floor, and you're dragging it all the way down into Shavasana. Big breath here. Long breath out. So this time we're just going to move the right leg into Shavasana, dragging it out there, putting the right foot on the floor. Now drape the right knee all the way across the left, coming into a spinal twist. So right knee is on the floor. I'd rather you prize the right knee on the floor for this variation than the right shoulder, because there's this relationship between the knee and the shoulder. If the knee goes down, often the shoulder comes up, and if the shoulder goes down, the knee will come up. So let's have the right knee on the floor. Right ribs reach to the right, head can spin to the right. Full breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to close that right arm up and spin. So now your abdomen is on the floor. Your left thigh is on the floor. And then you're coming up onto the right arm. Thread the left arm underneath the right arm. Drop your left ear to the floor, and float that right arm up and over into a deeper spinal twist. You can use your left hand on your knee to gently drop it down. Head turns to the right. Breathe. One more breath here. Then close it all the way back up. Come up so that the right knee now moves more to the right. And then you're dropping your forehead down onto palm over palm. Elbows are out to the side. Drop the forehead down. Left knee is on the floor. Left top of foot is on the floor. Big breath here. And a long breath out. Now from here, you're going to roll over your left toes, pressing the sole of the left foot long, so you're stretching that open. Then come up onto your forearms. Now your fingertips can face the top of the mat instead of each other. And then walk your forearms over to the right. Keep pressing through the ball of the left foot and opening through the chest. So you get this really beautiful stretch on the left side. It's excellent for the lower back, the sacrum. You're really just letting that all drop. Take 3 more big breaths here. Last big breath, inhale. Exhale, we're gonna come back through center and then draw both legs straight back, and you're in Sphinx pose. Opening up through the inner channel, the front line of the body, pressing the shoulder blades into the back of the chest, and the shoulder girdle opening out to the sides. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down, palm over palm, legs are long, full breath in. Long breath out. Remember, in a class like this, or any time that you are in your regular life and you might feel a little more, the mind is running away from you, or there's a little more anxiety, exhaling as long as you can, longer than the inhale, and then holding the breath out for a moment. Very healing, very healthy. Okay, from here we're going to lift up and flip back over onto our backs. You've got the blanket underneath your neck, shoulders, and back, top of the shoulders. And then both feet are bent, both feet flat on the floor to begin. Feel the earth. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale through the nose. Draw that left knee into your chest. Wrap your hands around the outer knee. Breathe. So you're just getting a little more synovial fluid into that hip joint. And then from here, exhale and press the right heel away. So feel what that means for the right hip complex. You might feel this in the front of the right hip. Letting it release. One more breath with your hands wrapped around the left knee. And then let that go. So keep the knee in. You can feel you're using a little bit of core, but not a lot. Arms are out to the side. Big breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more full breath in. Then as you exhale, you're going to turn the left heel towards the midline, dropping the left outer foot to the floor in like a Baddha Konasana, Ardha Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. Breathing here. Trying to connect the right hip to the floor as you exhale. Then draw your left leg all the way down. Shavasana type pose. Then bend that left knee out to the side again. Drag it back up through center, nice and slow. Place the left foot on the floor and draw the left knee across the right. Feel the arch in the lumbars, reaching the left arm to the left, nice and heavy. And then draw the inner left foot down into Shavasana. Big breath. And breath goes. Inhale, bend the left knee. Draw it back up. Baddha Konasana, left side. Then place the left foot on the floor. Left knee drapes across the right and slides down. So you're just opening up the sacrum, the inner hips, Shavasana legs. And then this last time, left knee bends out to the side. Place the foot on the floor and across it goes. And this time we go all the way. So let that left knee drop to the floor. If it doesn't quite reach, you can always put a blanket under it. So just stretching open the fascia of the low back. You can feel that through, the lowest part of the latissimus dorsi, maybe a little bit into the QL. One more breath, inhale. Then exhale, you're gonna close up the left arm, press yourself forward so that the left elbow is bent, thread the right arm underneath the left knee stays down, and now open again into a fuller spinal twist. Left knee might not be fully connected to the floor, that is okay. It's moving in that direction. A little bit deeper when we move into the pose through threading the arm in that way. And then just drop your shoulder blades down your back. Breathing here. Full breath in. Long breath out. Then close it back up. Lie onto your tummy. That left knee bent out to the side, and the right leg is on the floor, hand over hand, and just dropping your forehead down. So to begin, the right quadricep, the right thigh, and the right top of foot is on the floor. Full breath in. Long breath out. Then from here, you're going to press up into like a Sphinx pose, but with the Ardha Baddha Konasana. And then move your arms over to the left. Roll over the right toe, stretching the right fascia, lifting the right knee off the floor, engaging the right quadricep. Breathing here. Feeling the right frontal hip bone dropping into the floor. 3 more breaths. Opening the chest. 2. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, walking your hands back through Sphinx pose. Dropping the top of the right foot again to the floor, then both legs straight back, and then a true classic Sphinx. So peeling open through the chest. One more breath, inhale, and then lower all the way down, placing your forehead on the back of your hands and just relaxing your back body. Sometimes when we do a practice like this, we become acquainted of how there's tension unintentionally being held in our muscles or in the fascia, even around the bones. So if you notice that, it's a great opportunity to celebrate your growth. We grow with awareness, right? So when we're aware of it, then there's another fork in the road. First fork is we're just unconscious of it. Then when we become aware, the next fork is, do we accept that's where we are and work to change it, or do we beat ourselves up or judge ourselves? Which, you could spend, like many of us, a long time doing that path, but it doesn't result in feeling better. So try for the acceptance. This is just where it is. Full breath in. And a long breath, let it go, exhale. Push all that breath out. Then we're going to flip over onto our backs. This time you're going to take your yoga strap and we're going to place it around our back body. So my recommendation would be to kind of make a big loop like this and then thread it through over your legs, over your hips. Lie back down for a moment to get that nice and long, and then come back up, placing your feet into Baddha Konasana, which we're going to turn into Supta Baddha Konasana in a moment with the strap. So you want the strap to be just tight enough to hold you, but not restrain you from going back. So you, again, it's art. You got to play with it back and forth. So for me, that feels pretty good. The only thing is that the metal part of the belt is on my flesh, so I want to put it so it's sort of in the air. Then take your blocks and place them, if your knees are totally open out to the sides and you're actually on the floor, you're that open, then you don't need this, but I would say 90% of us are going to need some support. So you're going to want to drop your blocks at the lowest setting, mid-thigh, underneath the mid-thigh, maybe even catching some of the calf. Then take your second blanket and you'll place it on your abdomen. So you've got this strap holding you. Now you've got a blanket that's going to, again, encourage just what we did in our first pose, allowing the vagus nerve to drop and to be soothed. So the blanket on the abdomen does that. And even if you don't know the science behind it, you can key into like, how does it feel? Like it feels, like it can feel, for many of us, really comforting to have something on our abdomen. So just go for that. And then you guys, this is great. If you have insomnia ever, you can take a blanket or a pillow and intentionally just place it right on your abdomen. And then take your peace fingers, your index finger and your middle finger, and just gently stroke the sides of your temples, kind of next to the eyes, and that's also a way to help that vagus nerve release. So self-soothing, so important. And then maybe reach your hands back around to your neck, right at the occipital lobe, where the skull, bottom of the skull meets the top of the neck, and you can just gently rub side to side, little cross fiber work there. Then when you finish that, take your hands in your head and gently drop the chin, traction the head upward. Now take your hands, your index finger, and place it right at that little ear flap. So you're closing the ear, and we're going to do the bumblebee breath. So you'll inhale through your nose, and then when you exhale, you keep your lips pursed or sealed, and you make a bumblebee type sound. I know it's a little out there, but it's so soothing. So here we go. Ready? Inhale. Inhale. And soothing breath. Inhale. And soothing breath. Inhale. Release your hands down and exhale. Relaxing any tension in the forehead, the throat, the jaw. Relaxing any tension in the abdomen through the abdominal organs, letting it go. And you can rest here for as long as you need. You can even undo the yoga bind and the blankets and blocks and lay down in a regular shavasana, or even go to sleep for a while. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.